You know, ke feel nkare because it's called beauty pageant, people believe gore we have to be 100%. We have to have long nails. We have to have the most expensive makeup. Guys, we don't need to have nails for the staging.
Have beauty pageants become money-making schemes rather than platforms for empowerment?
You are somebody who's in the beauty pageant industry. Mara how ka kopana le somebody like how do you define yourself?
So, how do you think our communities can do better to fight period poverty?
The fact that you open a beauty pageant, but now you create some competition amongst
The girls.
those girls.
Hi, my lovies, it's your beautiful girl, Zwazizu, your beautiful caramel mama. They can't get cantalagala, can't buy candy pussy, girly, look it. Today, welcome to Crown Me Wisdom. And I'm not alone today, I'm joined by this beautiful heart next to me, Intogazi Enhle. Oh, can you please introduce yourself, Sisi?
Hi guys, my name is Corabet Tavaro.
Welcome on Crown Me Wisdom. Today's word comes from Proverbs 31, verse 29, that says, "Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all."
Amen. Amen.
So, before we start on today's conversation, I would like us to just maybe play a game that's called This or That. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Definitely.
Okay, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee, yeah, coffee girl.
I'm a coffee girl.
Just like me, actually, I prefer coffee any day, any
coffee
time.
over everything.
Hey. Okay, so are you a morning person or a night person?
Night person.
Night owl.
Yo, guys, I'm a night person.
So we can't wake you up in the morning.
You can't. You can't. You can't.
Okay, this one is a bit tricky, ne?
Okay.
Zulu or Tswana?
Hi, Bo. Can I say both?
Your home language or the language you speak every day?
Hi, Bo. Guys.
You have to choose one. Remember, it's this or that.
Guys, can I say both?
Both?
It feels like when I choose one, it's like I'm saying I'm going with the other one.
But which one do you prefer more?
To be honest, I prefer one. I don't want to lie, because most of the time I speak Setswana regardless. Even if I travel from here to Kenya and yo guys, nizongithola ngikhuluma isiTswana efonini. I'm telling you. Yo, guys, I so. Setswana over everything.
Okay, nice. Okay. So, back to this or that. So, would you rather choose singing or modeling?
Singing.
Singing. Hey, since you chose singing, my lady, the platform is yours. The stage is yours. Please sing us any song of your choice.
Guys, why is Auntie?
If you said modeling, okay, thank you, because I can't make you walk.
It's like you choosing me.
When I ketile.
Okay, let me try. Ish, get shy, right? It's fine.
Keep it talent.
Oh, be lifted above all other God. We lay our crowns and worship you. Oh, be lifted above all other God. We lay our crowns and worship you. Guys, you gonna make me cry? You wanna make me cry? No.
No, why are you making me emotional? Girl, you just took me back to Sunday.
Oh,
Guys. Wait, like I bless about I saw you went first in line. You were like, what? I am gripping this singing like Naitata.
Amen.
Oh, girl, you're very talented.
Thank you very much. Thank
You have such a beautiful voice, and it just blessed me right now. I also hope that it blessed our listeners.
Thank you very much.
So, one the voices, one thing I've learned is that some people have voices to entertain, and there are people who have voices to heal, and yours is a healing voice.
Thank you.
And it just healed some part of me, even if I don't know, guys, but it just touched a part of me, and it touched something. That's why I give like if you like emotional. Wait, Mr. Cameraman, can't like Pizza Muruti, we have a worship already. The collective Munelo Clarife. Okay. I'm sure you're already comfortable now.
I am.
Are you all good?
I'm great. Thank you.
Okay. So on Kwame Wisdom, we believe about sharing wisdom, the wisdom of our experience, and the wisdom that comes from our stories, right? So today I want you to share to us about your life journey. How was it growing up? How was your upbringing? And how is it now? Like, how's life for you now?
Oh,
Start with your upbringing.
where will I start? Okay. I lost my mother when I was in grade R. And I was left with my grandparents, my father, and my little sister. So it has always been us over everybody, you know. So kids or family they've always loved worshiping. My mother was a singer, my great grandmother, you know. So that somewhere somehow was instilled in me, and I think almost all my siblings, because we are all singers. So now, fast forward, to be honest, when I was still in school, like now. Most of my talents, most of my abilities, I got to like enjoy them because after that I had free time to do everything that I wanted to do, you know. So now immediately after school, that is when I was like, Baholo, I'm done. Baholo, I'm done. So now it's me, myself, and I. You know, I called it me time. This is my me time now. And in my me time, it means Ogoti, I'm going to be following everything that has to do with me, my dreams, my abilities, my interests, my hobbies. That is what I'm going to do. And fair enough, Kilebukela Mudimu mostly for the family that I come from. Because Azangabare, you are supposed to go to school, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. They were like, you know what, it's fine. Because you're saying this is your you time, continue on your you time, but just know that we are not going to have one. I don't kontle, mara, nte are, I'm free timing, I'm freestyling, this is me, you understand? So to a point where I had to sit down with myself, do an introspection, correct? You know what, it's fine. I can have this me season or this me time, but first thing comes first. Let me apply. Go to school and maybe give on a hore ananga skebe ka khona go kopantsa skolo le me time. I thankfully ke kgonne go kopantsha both things because le ganetse ke le ko sekolong I would get gigs to go to sing. Gantse ke le ko sekolong I would attend my pageantry competitions. Gantse ke le ko sekolong I would go for my poetry competitions and all those stuff. So now ke feel like ke gona ke leng me fully because ke felitse ka sekolo and then I'm working and I'm more focused on me now because we wake up in the morning and then we tell ourselves, oh, you know what, instead of focusing on my job, I'm going to focus on what I can do for myself because most of African parents or most of African people, I believe immediately after school, immediately after high school, you go to college. After college, you go and work for what you have studied. So I think with me, it's something that is different. Yes, I went to school. Yes, I studied. I graduated, but now I am not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
You're not doing what you studied.
Exactly. I'm doing what my me says I must do. So hence maybe that's why I get so MC ke opela, you know.
And that's what a lot of people who are watching right now might not know you. They don't know that you are a poet, you are a creative at heart, a singer, an MC. Koko, you are many things. You are also a teacher.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm the jack of all trades. That is what they call me. That is what my father calls me. Whenever he sees me, he's gonna say, "You're the jack of all trades."
You also judge pageants. Koko, is
Yes.
there something that you don't do, girl?
Ga ke nagana gore go na le ntse ke sa etseng, because I don't remember well who was I telling this. Mara, there was somebody on the you know what? If I ever wake up one day and then there's a slot somewhere, an acting slot somewhere, I'm going there.
Saying it.
I'm going there. As long as I feel like, as long as the shoe fits, you know, you must just go in. Do what you love. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the other people. It's not about what people are going to say. It is about what you want to do, what you want to achieve.
True.
Hence, most of the time, I used to tell my little sister, regardless of everything that you do, always do what you love. Always do what feels right for you. I think what feels right for Gogo, or what feels right for Papa, or what feels right for the people. Because at the end of the day, nothing.
Because at the end of the day, you only have yourself left.
Exactly.
So you grew up without your mom, and Mother's Day comes, Women's Day comes, and children at school maybe are saying, "Oh, it's Mother's Day." How was that gap for you? How did you heal through that, or are you still healing? Like,
to be honest, I'm still healing. I'm still healing, because there are days whereby I would just wake up in the morning, feel like only if she was here. There are days whereby I would go through some things in life, and then I'd be like, only if I could just say to her, this and this is happening. Or there are days whereby I feel emotionally unwell, and then I feel like only if she could just hug me, Because I used to tell my sister, I get the fact that my grandmother has always been there. Mara, kunesa skala lesiana that needs a mother,
True.
whereby le ga o dutse ko kamoreng, and then you go through some things, you go to Gogo and then talk to her, but there's still that space within you that wants you to talk to Mama and say this and this is happening, and then Mama will just hold you. Some hugs are not the same. Gogo and Mother can't hug you the same, even though they are the same people, but they cannot fill that void in the same way. So, man, I'm still healing.
Yeah, ne? So, from your story, I take it you are still healing, right? How has it been for your siblings?
I don't want to lie. For my little sister, it has been bad, because I remember when I was in grade R, she was still a small baby.
Nice.
So, to be honest, it has been really bad. Even though she doesn't wake up and talk about it every day, but it has been very bad. There are times whereby, as a sister, I would feel like I can fill this void. I can fill the space, or Gogo can fill the space, but we just can't feel that space of a mother. There's a journal that she always writes in. Hey, guys.
For Mama secret, okay, much.
One day, you know, when I was helping my grandmother clean, I found the journal and I went through the journal. And then things that are inside that journal, even myself, I don't think at the age that she is in, I could have written them. So to show that this person is not okay, this person is going through some emotional turmoil, you know, she rather take it down in writing rather than saying it out loud. She might not say it out loud to us, but at least she says it out loud to a paper. The paper might not give her like that sense of comfort, but she understands, or maybe after I write it down, this is how I'm going to feel. Maybe after, sorry, maybe after I refresh my mind and maybe sing, maybe do something that Mama used to love, I would feel better. But truthfully, for her, it's something else, man.
So I'm so sorry. I can feel that this is really touching topic to you.
Yeah, it's still,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
But thank you for letting us into your space and into your feelings, because on Kwame Wisdom we want to know more than just about the titles and the kind of things that you own. We want to know you personally, that a person who grew up with a mother can still achieve 1, 2, 3, 4 and still be as beautiful as you are today.
Thank you.
So now to the fun questions. I don't want to make you cry.
Yes.
So you grew up with Gogo. Now tell us one lesson that your granny has always taught you that you are still holding on to even today.
Yo, the love of my life, spaghetti. Okay, my grandmother is a very strict person. So when we've been growing, she used to say to us, "Ngwana wa ngwanyana doesn't wake up letsatsi le setse le tlhabile." You
And
make
when you
sure.
said you're not a morning person,
Yo,
contradiction.
yo. She used to say to us, "Ngwana wa ngwanyana ha tsoge letsatsi le tlhabile." You have to wake up early in the morning. O tsoge, o tlhape, o phuthe, o dire everything. And then if you feel like you are tired, rest after everything is done. So, nako ela ke santse ke gola, I was doing all that. I don't want to lie, I was doing all that because I was under her roof. But now ke feel like because I'm in my own space, you know, I can. But anyway, I think her up. So, with her being the woman that she is, that somehow got instilled in me that regardless of me not being a morning person, I have to, I know gore. Masekshayile, I have to wake up. Nka se ke be ka dumella gore 10 e ntlolele ka kwa, whereas I'm still in the blankets. You know, I know that I have to wake up in the morning, ke tlhape, ke kolomake, make sure that the house is clean before I say, okay, it's fine now, it's my resting time. So yeah, man.
So we've talked about family dynamics and your upbringing. So now you're gonna take us through your pageantry journey and tell us how that began. Speaking of hope and all of that, how did that come about?
If I ever tell you that, if I ever tell you that in my entire life until today, I think I've joined only 5 pigeons, but I am where I am. It started with Ms. Valgafal in 2021. I am Ms. Valgafal 2021.
Wow, queen.
Yes. To be honest, with that one, there was no competition. I don't want to lie. It was after COVID. So, it being after COVID, it was supposed to be before that, but due to COVID, everything had to stop and everything like that. So, we had to postpone it until COVID was over. So, now, when it happened there was no competition. And I don't want to lie. Most of the people had pulled out because ke nagana gore, as parents, but they something se delay. They'd be like, "Oh, sure, that thing will never happen." Exactly. So they kept on pulling out their kids and stuff like that. So I think really 4 or 5, if I don't remember well. And then really 4, really 5, obviously all of us have titles. But I ended up taking the queen title, obviously. Yeah. And then after that one, I decided with myself that I think it's high time I do this because I can see that this is something that I love. And then I always Googled some pageants until I came across with the Face of Northwest Teenager Ambassador. I joined it in 2024. Was it 2024? Yeah, I think it was 2024. Straight from quarterfinalist, to semi-finalist, I was there. From semi-finalist to finalist, I was there. Straight to the stage, I was there. But because it was a very tough competition, it was either you win or you lose. But irregardless, I thank God that I had a chance to be part of that because there are a lot of things that I learned. It was a very big stage because it's Face of Northwest, and there was Face of Northwest first, and then after that there was Face of Gauteng, and then but the brand name on its own is Face of South Africa. So under Face of South Africa there are branches, Face of Northwest, Face of Gauteng, and stuff like that. So ke itumella fela gore I was able to gain some knowledge. I was able to gain some confidence. I had the confidence, but it was not like how it is now.
Yeah.
So I thank God that at some point in life I joined that pageant because it built me to become the young lady that I am today. Fast forward, I joined the Regal only pageant. It's in King Kamal. What again? Yes, I joined Miss Regal, the Regal only pageant. And then truthfully, I don't want to lie, Yonesh, I started as a quarterfinalist to semi-finalist. And then when I was a semi-finalist, I got sick. As I got sick, my sister's like, man, you are sick. We keep on voting. You don't attend, you don't do anything. I think it will be good for you to just pull out and then you're gonna join the other pigeons as they come. Okay. I quit.
How old were you at this time?
I think I was 20, if I'm not mistaken. I quit. And then after I quit, you don't want to know what happened. They called me, Madam, because you quit, come and become our motivational speaker on the day of the event. And then,
Sifike kanjani la?
Oh. And then I told my dad was like, there's something that I love about you. Is you cannot say no, not because you believe you're gonna do that, but because you want to learn. So it might be that but I know that you are going for this. And I did, right? I did. I went there. Firstly, I remember I asked myself questions, a lot of questions, Pele. And then I answered those questions and myself after quite some time. And then those questions ke tsone tse di dirileng gore ke feleletse ke buetse ko the founder ya the Regal, and then ke mo fe answer okay, it's fine, I'm gonna be there. And then I'm gonna talk to those young girls, and then we're gonna and then the event came, and then I was who I was by then. And then this year I joined
The laugh.
this one I joined Miss Glamour Essence. Yes. Miss Glamour Essence wanted us to have, I think it was 250 points in order for us to move from quarterfinalist to semi-finalist. And unfortunately, Shem, now I'm a very busy person. I was voting for myself. My family was voting for me, but unfortunately, we couldn't reach the points that they wanted. So my journey ended. I think it was last week when they had their crowning session ceremony. So my journey ended as a quarterfinalist. Mara, I thank God, Happy, because in my CV, this is another, additional reference, So far, this is how my journey in the pageantry have been until I just decided, you know what, let me just move from, it's not that I'm stopping, but I decided with myself, yes, I'm going to be a contestant in some of the pageantries, but I am choosing now that I want to partake on becoming on being on the judging panel. And then I was taught on how everything is done, how everything should go and stuff like that. And then I think I started judging last year. Yeah, I started last of last year. So far, it's going good because I still get called to come and judge. So everything is going great. Mayanong, go na le something se leng gore rona the pageant founders we do not do right. The fact that you open a beauty pageant, how feta you get contestants, yes, but now you create some competition amongst
The girls.
those girls. It gets somehow because let me make an example. The final time is beacon of hope. Oh man, like it was chaos. Why? Because re feditse mo re na le banyana ba re tsetse ka banyana ba 5 because the other people ba ne ba tlhaga ko di beauty pageant tse di tona. So now they wanted to undermine the ones by ba joinang
the first time.
exactly. So now like
We always have that. We always
was-
have that. I won't lie. We always have that.
it was a lot.
I remember my first pageant when I was like 19. It was Miss Teenager South Africa. So I went to the biggest. It's like I went to Miss South Africa. Bruh, you get rich kids. Like I'm talking about rich kids. Daddy rich, they tell you, oh no, my mom hired this and this for me. Oh no, do you have a makeup artist? No, oh, my mom hired a photographer for me. My mom hired this. Kore ba bua dilo tse leng gore he.
Right now,
What am I doing here? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Because the discouragement that I first got wasn't even about I'm not pretty enough, but it was about, oh, I'm not financially there. So yeah.
And that is another thing is lekisa rona the founders, because most of our contestants ba feel okare we are not financially fit to be part of a certain beauty pageant because motho o tlo complain ka makeup artist. Motho complain ka manala. Guys, we don't need to have nails gore re go staging. We don't need to have done the frontally. We don't need like
Yeah, and I think that's what I miss about the old pageants. Like the first Miss South Africa, like the first show. Do you know it was so strict whereby they were looking for natural lipondo, a girl without tattoos. We think that was strict, but they were looking for a real leader who doesn't need artificial things to be a Miss South Africa, but who showed real beauty with brains. And that's why I got Miss South Africa, how not the extension and stuff, you would get disqualified.
Exactly. I remember telling Banabako Miss Bikono of Hore, the main reason why I say Zozi Benny is my idol is because that woman when she walked on stage she was the real hair. Zozi Benny did not care or I have to go kilo tinga frontale, I have to go kilo dramanal, I have to go. Yes, she had some nails, she had a bit of makeup, but her hair was natural.
It was. Even her makeup wasn't too much.
Exactly.
Have you seen with this girl who's the first runner-up? Oh, Wamuzulu Khatiki Manare. The first runner-up last year. Mamang Zuma.
Oh yeah,
Luyanda.
yeah.
Luyanda. Luyanda is so artificial. I don't want to lie. I feel like when young girls look at her, they look at her as an influencer rather than a role model. And I feel like that's why she didn't win. The current Miss South Africa Wanu Asham, she is so natural.
She is.
She's outspoken. I don't want to lie, and I feel like that's what we're looking for Miss South Africa, not Boluyanda. Luyanda, she's I.
Go bua nnete, you know, go bua nnete fela, ke feel nkare because it's called beauty pageant, people believe gore we have to be 100%, we have to have long nails, we have to have the most expensive makeup, we have to the tag beauty in the name, you know, ke nagana gore ke yona e irang gore batho ba nne le that like that mara they have this veil thing inside of them that makes them think
You shouldn't have a scar.
exactly because by the time ke dira my radio interview ko Mafisa ne I remember the radio presenter asked me a question but are in your own knowledge how do you define beauty pageant like and then I told him straightforward, Hore, in my own knowledge, I believe Hore, beauty pageant is not all about the outer beauty. It is about you in the inner you, the person who is inside of you. Because you cannot say you are a beauty pageant, you are somebody who is in the beauty pageant industry, mara how ka kopana le somebody o mo gola dinqanqa. You understand what I'm trying to say? Go kopana le somebody go tseleng a tlhoka thuso, just look at them and then you start laughing. How do you define yourself? Because beauty pageantry is all about how you define yourself, how you see yourself, how you want others to look at you. Not about your beauty, your big eyelashes, your makeup. No, it's not all about that.
So, what challenges have you faced in your own foundation that you started?
Why you let them breath here? Guys, firstly, support. I want to give you a black people were supporting each other the way batho ba basweu ba supportanang ka teng. Because as a black child, you go to another black child. Hi, this is what I have in mind. I have a proposal, I have everything, and I can't do this alone. But I feel like if we get together and try to do this together, we can get far, you know. And people will be like, no, we are not interested. No, we are not. No, pageantry is not our style. No, 1, 2, 3. So to me, it was like, honestly, as noted, it was one of the setbacks. Then it around ke feletse ke nagana gore Miss Beacon of Hope ha e tlo phomella. Miss Beacon of Hope e ka se ke be ya nna what I wanted to be. But then yeah, somehow, I got the support from my family, of which I appreciate, from the parents of the contestant that joined. And Shem Hubone, the parents showed me a lot of support because financially we are on this level. And then our event is near. We need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The parents, yes, they were complaining obviously because it was short notice, but they made sure they delivered. You know, they made sure where they could assist, they would come forward and then be like, hi, this and this we can do. At least to meet you halfway so that the event can go on. Or this and this we can do so that mapanta abana atle. Because we used to be doing our belts in Pretoria. We had to the lady who was doing them had to courier them to us. There were a lot of difficulties, but I thank God for those parents they were committed to the pageantry to a point whereby they held me with my right hand side and then be like, we are here to support you. You know, because bana ba rona are part of this. So it was support, it was finance, it was there were a lot of things, man. But all in all, we overcame them because we ended up the sponsorship got in last minute. The event was on the 16th of December, and then on the 13th, we are busy going asking for sponsorships. We don't have a DJ. We don't have a photographer. We don't have. That is only like the only time when people were like, okay, it's fine because you're saying the event is 2 days or 3 days away. Let's give you this. Let's give you that. Let's give you, And I really appreciate.
And a big shout out to everybody who showed up for you.
Definitely.
You like
definitely.
a big shout out to everybody who supported you. I know some people who would even start the event without a DJ and without sound and without so many things. But for you to have people at the last minute who would pull through for you, a big shout out to them. You guys deserve your flowers.
Yo, food.
Hey. Okay, so we're going to our debate.
Okay.
You're gonna tell me if you agree with this topic or disagree,
Okay.
Have beauty pageants become money-making schemes rather than platforms for empowerment? So I'm gonna repeat it. Have beauty pageants become money-making schemes rather than platforms for empowerment? Do you agree or disagree? Pageant.
I agree with the topic. I'm not going to lie.
So wait now. She's in a money-making.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not in a money-making scheme. But the topic on its own stands out to be true. For example, you get in a beauty pageant from that has 3 categories: quarterfinalist, semi-finalist, finalist, right? From being a quarterfinalist to being a semi-finalist, you have to vote. That's money. Now, for example, if you have, let me make an example with 100. If you have 100 contestants in quarterfinalists, and then you say to each contestant, we need 250 votes in order for you to be a semi-finalist, and 250 votes is 200 rand. How much is it that you make? Now, from this 100 that you have in quarterfinalist, you move only 80 to semi-finalist, right? When you move 80 still, they need to have a certain amount of vote. They need to have certain percentages of vote to move to another category, like on and on like that. So now, tell me something. Wouldn't, as a parent, let me say you are a parent. Now I love African parents. Let me say you're an African parent. Are you not going to be asking your daughter questions like every now and then? Why do we have to take out money? Why do we? Because now my grandmother, that is what my grandmother has been doing all along. Apila amputsa hore, ke feel like and then at the end you will be wanting dresses, you will be wanting shoes, you will be wanting makeups, you will be wanting 1 2 3 1 2 3. Like, oh, guys, kuningi. Yes, at the end of the day, some founders are doing the right things. Mara, they are founders that
You are disagreeing and agreeing. I'm confused.
Hi.
I am confused now. I don't know which side to go.
Hi.
My sister, you better take one.
I agree with the topic. I'm not saying you listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying yes, there are some founders that are doing the correct things, but most of them are not.
Well, for me, I would like to differ with your opinions.
Okay.
I would like to take your life as an example. Pageants develop skills, lifelong skills. Pageants develop confidence in young girls. The confidence that you have right now, you didn't have before.
Yeah, true.
They also develop dreams.
Yeah.
I believe you didn't have a dream to one day own your own pageantry. Now you're a co-founder and a director on your own. So I would like to disagree with the topic that it's not only about, as much as young people can lose, losing in a pageant is a stepping stone to greatness. I myself can attest that the pageants that I've lost in have somehow shaped a greater version of me. That I can see that if I would have won that pageant, I would have somehow been corrupt in a certain area. But because I've lost, I had to go back and say, what can I do better to become like the queen? You understand that?
I do.
So I disagree with your opinions. Pageants boost young people's confidence. You know, I remember when I started out pageantry, I used to shake on stage, but now I'm more confident. I'm more proud of my skin, and I remember thick girls, chubby girls weren't allowed to join pageants with slenders. They had their own pageants before, but now we can join the same pageants and I can win and you can lose. So it also shapes our confidence even more, that it is not about the weight you carry. It is not even about the confidence that you carry, but pageants have become broader. It's about the brains now. It's more than about beauty, man. It's about the humility. It's about the giving back. You know, so many people didn't know how to go and volunteer, but through pageantry they learned ubuntu and to give back. I can say when I joined Miss Unique last year, I could see that some people really don't join pageants to go and give, because I won the title Yamutu, who went and gave more to the community, and I was like, really, people are doing this for the crown.
Yeah,
That's what our queens are doing it for. And I don't believe it's a money making scheme. I believe that the founders have a vision to shape young girls, and that requires money, especially in Cyril's economy. And that is just my views, guys.
Very good. Very good. No, very good. It was good. Trust me. It was.
Yeah, oh man. That is the end of our debate. Because she says it is good, she does not have more.
It's good.
She doesn't have more facts.
I don't have.
She doesn't have more facts. I always do. Like, you can't debate with Zwa. You know, Zwa, Zoo. They don't call me Z for nothing. Anyways, we move on to education and career, right? So you are a qualified ECD practitioner and currently studying education. Why did you choose this field?
I love kids. I love kids. I love.
Baleka,
I love.
baleka. Genyawo zombili.
I love kids.
Yeah, baleka na.
You know, after my matric, ne? Wherever I wanted to have that mid-season, something that has to do with kids had to be there. Then I told my grandmother, yeah, man of God, am I here? Because I believed, regardless of everything that you do, whether I took the me time, the me season, whatever I called it, but there was something that I knew I believed in, that I knew I wanted to, like that dream that I knew I wanted to follow. Exactly. So now, fast forward, I needed to make a research. Okay, what can she do? Unfortunately, I couldn't become what I wanted to be.
What is it that you wanted to be? Because we want to know.
Pediatrician. I wanted to become a pediatrician. Unfortunately, you know, when you enroll some spaces, because re enroll a lot I had to go skolong ilika January.
Maybe to someone who's watching out there doesn't know what is a penetration, can you explain, further elaborate?
Okay, pediatrician is a doctor for kids. You know, yes.
Who deals with what exactly? Because now, according to my understanding, is one who deals with their nutrition,
diets. You know, like just everything that has to do with kids. You go straight to a pediatrician.
We learned a new word today.
So, because I couldn't follow my dream of becoming a pediatrician, one other option that I had was educare. I went and enrolled for educare. Fast forward, I graduated, and here I am, ECD practitioner. ECD practitioners teach grade RR, but I got lucky that koneki batla thing yes, I started as a grade RR teacher, but there was a space for grade R. And then they were like, because we can see bokgoni ba gago and everything that you do, the love that you have for kids and everything else, we're gonna move you from this position to this one, and then we're gonna open a post for where you were to look for somebody else. And then I was a grade R teacher back then.
So you love teaching grade R's? Yo.
Very nice.
One stress, guys. Grade R's are so naughty.
It's so nice.
You always be like, keep quiet, and then they do the very same thing you said they must not do.
No, I think from my side, it's you know, the director of where I was working used to say it's because I'm more energetic and stuff like that. Because you would find me everywhere. You know, I was a netball coach. I was a music director.
Whoa.
You know, so he was like, "Oh, woman, this is from your energy. I can see it. You know, you're like your energy level is too high to a point whereby you even have that energy to look after kids. You have that energy to run after kids the whole day." I was like, "That's just who I am. There is nothing that I can do, unfortunately."
I saw in your bio you wrote that your initiative or your motto is to keep the girl child in school. And why is that?
We as girl children go through a lot of things. Firstly, let me give you a bit of a story. I'm not going to mention her name. There was a lady on Skolo. We were in grade 11 and Khare Bala grade 11. You know, I don't know if this is the right word to use, but from a disadvantaged family. So now she was on her periods. She was at school. Mang ke kopa di-pads or go to a teacher and ask for sanitary pads. Now, as the day is going, because she uses a tissue. Now, you know, when you use a tissue, it depends on how heavy your flow is. So now she was on heavy flow and she ended up like even on the chair you could see hore this is what you understand. So now she was like during break time when we were eating, so we thought she was sick because asa Emily from the chair. Now come after school, we are all going home taking our bags. She's not moving from the chair. No man, this is getting very weird. Some of the group of girls went to her. I was not part of that because now by that time I was still very shy, go skolo. And then a group of girls by a goyen, and then they asked her what was the problem, and then she just started crying, you know. I wanted to know, Mara, and then I went to the office. I called one of the teachers. They came to the office, to the class, and then that is when we saw what was happening. Since from that day, the whole week, the girl didn't come to school. Now, the main reason why I ended up advocating for keeping a girl child at school is because I saw we go through a lot of things that at some point in life we do not get the advices or we do not get the assistance that we're supposed to get. You know, you are on your period, so nobody can buy you sanitary towels. At least you know that there's Zbanban who is advocating for keeping a girl child at school. So I can just go to her and then be like, Bushe, this and this is happening. Can you please assist? And then Rona as a group, we know, maybe as Miss Beacon of Hope, because we are a brand on our own, we know we can buy sanitary towels, we give you. Hence, in most of the things that we do, we make sure that giving back to high schools, especially giving back to girl kids, is more important. And in one of my initiatives, we have decided to buy about 50 packets of sanitary towels. and we donated them to schools, because that way we are trying to keep the girl child at school. There are kids they are afraid to go to school because I slept mabani ke saja, I slept mabani without, even drinking lehaili tea. But now that is where we come in as Miss Beacon of Hope on the initiative and the keeping a girl child at school. If there is anything, or if there is any sponsor that comes forward and say, I can give you this, guys, this much, I want to see what you guys are going to do with it. The first initiative that we think about is keeping a girl child at school, because we understand, there's a family sky guy that goes to bed without eating. The following day, bana ba o tlamehile ba ye sekolong. What is the initiative that we take to make sure bana bao the following day when they wake up in the morning, they wake up really sharp so that they go to school?
True.
Now, when we get those type of donations, or when we get those type of sponsorships, we make sure we look for those families, we go to them, sit down with them, ask what they are in need of, so that we can come in.
True, very true. I feel like period poverty is something that our communities are actually trying to fight every day. So, how do you think our communities can do better to fight period poverty, or to encourage more girls and young women to fight this fight alongside with us?
Oh, to be honest, before I answer that, ke nagana gore problem ya rona as unity, if we get united, if we become a united front, ke nagana gore ke mo re tlo kgonang go phomella mo teng, ke mo re tlo kgonang go overcome a lot of challenges. Now, for example, if you look at the story that I just said about the girl from high school, do you think gore, if she was bold enough, or if she had a group of friends that she was united with, unkebe anile the type of situation that she had? Because I believe gore, if she had the type of unity that I'm talking about, ngebe a rile fela ga ikutlwa gore no man, I'm not okay, abaya go sisters as after, you know what, I feel this and this is happening, so I need help with this, can you please borrow me, or at least I'm gonna go to the toilet, wanna please go to the teacher, ungopele thuso, and then if you get anything, you will find me in the bathroom. You understand what I'm trying to say? So
True. Our communities are not creating an open space for us to be open enough about such things. Yeah, you're right. Only unity can create such a space for us. Okay, now we're moving along to personal growth. So this one is just like an easy question for you, because you've been answering smoothly and nicely. Only well prepared, better than me. So you're involved in many activities. How do you balance everything?
Right. I work with a schedule, to be honest. You know, content, I used to double book myself, of which at the end of the day, why would you do this? Why would you? Because if you double book yourself, you're gonna be there, and then you're not gonna be there. And now, there's only one person, and then that one person can only be at one place at a time. So, no, yana, schedule. For example, if you call me now and say to me, we are booking you for the 13th of June to come and be our MC. I know, Ray, I'll have to write it down. And then the other person who calls me, booking me for a certain event, I don't just answer and say, yes, I'll be there. Firstly, let me check my schedule. Because that is how we can all, or most of business owners or business founders or directors can manage their time, through scheduling. So I schedule most of my things.
Okay, nice one. Also, this is my last question to you. Okay, last before the last. Last before the last question.
Okay.
How has your faith played a role in your journey?
Ngikhonza uNkulunkulu wezimanga.
Simanga.
Oh, uNkulunkulu ongimkhonzayo unezimanga. Batsho njalo amaZulu. Oh, guys, when everything started, I was a young girl who didn't know anything. Yes, I knew God is there, but I didn't know that if I ever decide to go to Him, kneel and ask, He shall give. And then there's a verse that I like that says that. Kokota o tla bulela, kopa o tla fiwa. Exactly.
Seek and you will find.
Now, as I have been growing personally, le mo tumelong ke a gola. I joined a new church, I think it was last year. I'm not saying the churches that I've been
attending
have not been giving me, that thing. But I joined a new church last year, and the love, the unity,
there's community there,
the connection, everything about it helped me to regain my faith back in Him, who is God, So my connection with God grew into something positive, more positive than it was, because now I knew that whatever it is that you do, kneel. Whatever it is that you want, kneel. Whatever it is that you kneel. Whatever, kneel. So I got to have this deeper connection with God to a point whereby, are you okay? I never went to church from Monday to Sunday. And I'm not saying this, I'm not trying to say going to church Monday to Monday made me have deeper faith, but I was never the type of person. But now that I know what faith is, I know what connection with God is, I know what trust in God is, I feel like that is what is needed of me to do in order for me to say, I believe in Him. I trust Him. Because He says in, I think it's Proverbs, He says, no, it's not Proverbs, it's Isaiah. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60 verse 22. Now, when He says that, what do you say as a person? Are you willing to push? And so this is not God's timing. Or are you willing to wait for God's perfect time? So, man, my relationship with God has kept me going. Here am I today, a worshiper in His house, an intercessor in His house, So,